y'all. I actually had the beginning of this epiphany a while ago. I was thinking about it in terms of like the problem with spiritual bypass. And, all of these fluffy oneness people, we're like, we're all one. And I don't see colored people. And I don't like labels people. And the issue is that they're right on the premise. They're wrong on the process. You can be right on the premise and wrong on the process. We think that as long as you get to the outcome, it doesn't matter what the process is. And I'm going to shout out an old friend, Kay, who always said process over product. It's not that we don't want a world without labels. It's not that we don't want a world that sees us all as one. I would offer, and here's my controversial statement of the day, that it's not even that we want a world that's ultimately colorblind. And I'll get back to why in a second. The issue is that you can't build externally what you haven't built internally, from the good book of The Body's Not Apology. But beyond that, people want creation without destruction. People want rebirth, but they don't want death. And in order to get to a new world, when you're in a world already, the aspects of the old world have got to die. They don't just die by the process of ignoring them and then staying in a state of stasis. The spiritual bypass, oneness, no labels, colorblind crew, what they want is a world where none of those things exist, but they also don't want to actually have to do anything to build the new world. In order to build the new world, you actually have to investigate what was on the previous site. Underneath the ground, you didn't know where the water pipes were. You didn't know what had been there before and how it impacted the soil, erosion. You don't know where things flood. Guess what your house is gonna do? It's gonna fucking fall. It is not gonna be a sturdy house because you actually have to assess what it was. In oneness, no label land, if you haven't investigated your own foundations, your practice, your belief, your ideology is sitting on a faulty foundation. You're afraid to go in and look at the shit that was sitting underneath it. And in order to actually get where you want to get, you're going to have to get into the sewage. And then you're going to have to get rid of it and get something else. If you want a new world, a part of you is going to have to die. The part of you that was attached to the old world. I've had to let some things die because I love them enough to recognize that the form that they are in no longer serves. And that death was painful. It hurt. And I grieved it for a long ass time. And that's okay. It's okay to grieve things for a long ass time. As queer as I am, and I'm very queer. Look at my dating track record. It proves Sonya is very queer. It's a loosely held identity. And then I said, would I hold blackness as loosely as I hold queerness? And I was like, I could see myself. And then what I realized was like, oh, there's a way in which the identifiers of my existence are softening. They haven't fallen away. I'm still black, y'all. I'm still queer. But they're softening. My attachment to them, particularly given the fact that they were given to me in a construct that I don't believe in. And should they no longer serve my soul's journey and the soul journey of the collective, I don't need them. And that I'm okay with a world where they're not necessary anymore. But you know why that was possible? It was possible because some shit has died in me. Massive, significant destruction has had to happen to my ego, to the things attached to it, for me to be able to get to a place where I'm like, yeah, labels, oneness, absolutely. Colorblindness, perhaps. But I didn't try to build it on a faulty foundation. I didn't try to build it on the muck and sewage of the former world. It's being built on a new landscape. And if you notice, as long as it's still in the world, it still has to remain in me. But I don't have to hold it tightly. I can use new tools and start building new foundations for a new world. And I get to do that today because I have let some things be destroyed. And so I invite you, my loves, today to think about what needs to be destroyed in you to get to the world that you want to get to. What has to die? And can you recognize that death as a profound act of love, even in all of its terror? And there are times it has been terrifying, but there is something on the other side. There's the world we say we want on the other side, and it's available to us once we're willing to reconcile with death as an act of love and allow some shit to die.